Good morning, beloveds. I'm having one of those days where if I could go back to bed and start the day over again, I'd probably feel better. I don't know. So, traffic was busy on the ride this morning, which is always a little nerve-wracking when you're on a bike. So, but Foster's in here and it's all good. So, it is August 15th. Our title is Dominion. Our author is Georgia Carmichael Maxwell. This is from Science of Mind, December of 1955. So, and she starts out with a quote from Thomas A. Kempis. In every place, every action or outward occupation, thou be inwardly free and mighty in thyself, that thou be Lord and governor of thy deeds, not servant. Thomas A. Kempis. Perfect dominion over our thoughts and emotions, as well as our deeds, is signified in this message. There is no mention of being lord over someone else. The emphasis is placed on self-control. The governor of anything is the perfect control of that thing, which allows for a consistent flow of pure energy to be released in all action. We might say that to have perfect dominion is to be in perfect control of our intellectual and emotional output. Qualities that can be developed towards good governorship are flexibility, open-mindedness, diplomacy, and thoughtfulness. God life is everywhere present and all-sufficient, and it is my life now. I am abundantly supplied with all I need spiritually, mentally, and physically. I am relaxed. Nothing irritates or aggravates me, for I have self-control. The Lord God is the governor of my life, and I am happy. Right action is the law of my life, and so it is and ever shall ever be. There is such a thing as demonstrating a control of conditions. We shall be able to prove this in such a degree as we are successful in looking away from the conditions which now exist while accepting better ones. And that is a quote from Science of Mind, page 266. She ends with a quote from Daniel. Let's see. Their dominion is an everlasting dominion which shall not pass away, and the kingdom which shall not be destroyed. That which shall not be destroyed. That's Daniel 7:14. Whew, okay. I kind of figured that's where she was going to go with dominion. Dominion can be one of those trigger words because, it can mean so many things. I actually often will take issue with the word dominion. It's one of the translations that they use in the beginning, talking about the Garden of Eden, how God gave dominion to Adam. And I'm just like, yeah, but a better word would have been stewardship. So one of the things that Georgia in here is talking about is, well, what do we really have dominion over? In truth, if you take dominion to mean what it means, the only thing we truly have dominion over is ourselves. And she pointed it out. It doesn't say we have dominion over anybody else. And what do we have dominion over? We have dominion over our thoughts and our feelings. She says our intellectual and emotional output. That is what we have dominion over. And I like that she gave us that list. It's flexibility, thoughtfulness, diplomacy. There was one more. Open-mindedness, I believe, was the fourth one. Those are qualities that you need to have dominion over your intellectual and emotional output. So if we're working on our dominion over the intellectual and emotional output, that's what we want to focus on. We don't want to get so flexible that we can twist ourselves into knots to make things okay. Because occasionally we just do have to stand up and go, yeah, this is not okay. I'm not putting up with this. But sometimes we do need to be flexible enough to look at a condition and say, okay, so this is what is happening. Now, what am I going to do about it? And so, yeah, she just gives you something really to think about there. Intellectual and emotional output. That is what we have dominion over. And really, honestly, that when you go back and look at that, your intellectual and your emotional output is how you can respond to things. And that begs the question, are you reacting to things or responding to things? Well, what's the difference between reacting and responding? A moment of thought. How long is a moment? As long as you need it to be. So are you responding to things or are you reacting to things? Because if you're reacting to things, then you do not have dominion. If you are responding, then you are taking that moment of thoughtfulness. You are being open-minded. One of the things that I will frequently say when we walk into messy situations, and you look at a messy situation, you go, okay, where's the good in that? Well, here's the flexible way of looking at that. The first place you're gonna look for the good is you. If you have walked into the situation, you have brought the good with you. Okay, so you start there. And then you also want to look at a messy situation and go, what is mine to do in this situation? Because every situation that you walk into that's messy is not yours to fix. It's not. If it's a mess that you made, then yes, it is absolutely yours to fix. But when you walk into other people's messy situations, they're not necessarily yours to fix. In fact, frequently they are not. What you may be there to do is support the person in the situation. So you always want to ask yourself, well, what is mine to do? And then, that diplomacy thing that she talked about, especially if you walk into a messy situation and you're there to support the person, the first thing out of your mouth you don't want it to be, well, what a fine mess you've gotten yourself into. That's not helpful. It's not helpful to anybody in this situation. So there goes that diplomacy. And that's why she talks about intellectual and emotional output. And I do want to remind you that emotions aren't bad. No emotion is bad. We talk about preferred, non-preferred emotions. But emotions aren't bad. It's what we do with our emotions that can get us into trouble. Anger can be a supremely useful emotion because it tells us something isn't right here. We are not being treated well here. We may not be treating ourselves well, so there's that. But so it's one of those situations. Okay, well, so something in this situation isn't good. What am I going to do about it? And anger really packs a power. There's a lot of power behind anger. And so you can use it. But then it comes back to dominion and you having dominion over your intellectual and emotional output so that you use that power effectively. And that's what she's talking about. So, and then she does that beautiful, she quotes a lot of quotes in here, but she does that. You can't see it, but I'm going to just write up in here. She's got it in italics. Well, that is an absolutely fantastic treatment. And it's short. That's one of the things you want to remember when you go back and read Ernest Holmes. Ernest Holmes laid out, you can do 5 to 7 steps in treatment. And we use that framework to train students. But when you go back and you read Ernest Holmes, heck, when you go back and read Jesus, which is where Ernest Holmes got it from, they don't use all 5 or 7 steps. Okay? So just bear that in mind. But this is a straight up treatment. God life is everywhere present and all sufficient. And it is my life now. Right there in that first sentence, you got the first 2 steps of treatment. I am abundantly supplied with all that I need spiritually, mentally, and physically. I am relaxed. Nothing irritates or aggravates me, for I have self-control. The Lord God is the governor of my life, and I am happy. Right action is the law of my life. And so it is and shall ever be. Okay? So I don't see the gratitude step, but then she does that release step kind of quickly. But that's a full-on treatment. And it's a good one. I mean, would I be in much better, would I be in a much better place if I said every day nothing irritates or aggravates me? For I have self-control? Probably, especially, growing up, because I was a straight up redhead, which means, I had that stereotypical temper and I was easy to irritate. I've gotten a lot better now. I've gotten a lot better now. I have worked on my dominion. So, wow. Yep. And then she ends with that quote about controlling conditions from the Science of Mind textbook, page 266. There is such a thing as demonstrating a control of conditions. We shall be able to prove this in such a degree as we are successful in looking away from the conditions that now exist while accepting better ones. It literally all starts in the mind. It literally all starts in the mind. I was talking to a customer, what I like to call my mortgage paying job. I work in a health food store. And I was talking to a customer and about a particular condition. And that's what I said. It's literally all in my mind because it starts in the brain. But that's part of it. And so what Ernest is urging us to do, it's like, yeah, these conditions in the material realm actually do exist. But what we want to do is look behind the condition, see the truth behind it, and accept better conditions. And it requires a bit of a mind flip. But that's what she's talking about. Working on our dominion, working on our intellectual and emotional output. You are never going to get anywhere in Science of Mind if you cannot accept your thoughts and your feelings. Because what is a belief? What is a treatment? It is a thought wrapped in feeling. That's why we work on our dominion. All right, Georgia. I hope I did you justice today. And the mission today, should we choose to accept it? I so love that sentence about our intellectual and emotional output. And here's what I'm going to use it. Here's the way I'm going to use it. The mission today, should we choose to accept it, is to accept our intellectual and emotional output dominion. Okay? Accept it. We have it. We are perfectly capable of controlling the output of our emotions and our thoughts. We are. I talk about that that factory setting, that pre-installed Christ consciousness. The password to activate that is love. All we have to do is accept it. And what that means is, when she said in that Science of Mind quote, is look away from the condition while accepting better ones. Let's accept that we have dominion over it. We have dominion over our thoughts. We have dominion over our emotions. We have dominion of what comes out of it. And that will go a long way to improving our conditions. All right. So there is that. That is the mission today. Oh, that was a good one today. I love this book. But I've loved all the books that I've done. This one's just been really interesting for me to read all of these women writers and to see, back even 1898, yeah, sisters. I got sisters. So, all right. Yeah. Okay. I bless Reverend Dr. C. William Mercer for putting this book together. Right. Okay. The other mission is the same mission I'm going to give you every day, which is the spiritual practice of self-care. Do something loving for yourself. Do something kind for yourself. Do something compassionate for yourself. Whatever that looks like. Be it one thing, be it three things, be it a whole day of things. She's talking about dominion. Well, how do you get dominion? Practice. So that's what I'm encouraging you to do. I'm encouraging you to practice. The more you practice, the more you get to developing the habit. It takes about 21 days to create a habit. And the truth is, we don't break habits, we replace habits. And so this is one where I'm encouraging you to create a habit of self-care that can replace a habit of not self-care. You know what I mean? And it can be as simple as taking a deep breath before you speak. That's part of what she's talking about with our thought, with our intellectual and emotional output. That deep breath, that moment we take to gather our thoughts, to gather our feelings, and then to use them appropriately. It is one of the most loving and kind and compassionate things that you can do for yourself. Honestly, one of the things that sent me screaming into therapy one time was I heard the way I was talking to myself and I was like, this is not okay. So, but it also looks like, taking a walk, taking a break, walking away from a situation and giving yourself the time to gather your thoughts and feelings and resources. It looks like taking a nap. Everything works better if you turn it off and turn it back on, including you. So those are just basic suggestions. I also use this line. I say, eat dessert first. And occasionally I do. Because your life is a special occasion. I encourage you to treat it as such. And sometimes that looks like eating dessert first. I do generally follow up dessert with a healthy dinner, but, and eating dessert first does not spoil your dinner, especially not as an adult. You're grown, you can take care of yourself. But wear the nice clothes, use the good china, burn the nice candles, write in the good notebooks, do all of that stuff. Don't wait for a special occasion. Your life is a special occasion. Okay. I also want to remind you in this self-care that joy is a quality of God. Therefore, joy is a quality of you. No matter what is going on in the world, no matter what is going on in your life, you deserve joy. Please make room for it. Please make room for it. All right. I'm going to move forward into the rest of the suggestions, which are do something to engage your mind and your body, whatever that looks like for you. Please do drink plenty of water. We've got another few more days of the triple digits. College Station may not break a record, but we will. So hydrate. Your brain works better. Your body works better. Your skin looks better when you are well hydrated. If we are working on Dominion, water is one of the ways to get there. Honest. And then get that early in your day bright light. I just woke up grumpy this morning. And so I got up, got myself on my bike, got out, got that early in my day. One, engaged my mind and body and got that bright sunlight. And when I came back from the ride, that's exactly what I said to my partner. I feel better. It's 5 to 10 minutes from 7 to 9 in the morning. So if you get up before that, then, artificial light can help too. And if you need more support than your bright light in your house, then please Google seasonal effect disorder lamps. This is not a paid advertisement, but it's a real thing and they can be very helpful. If you need to get going in the morning, and they can help. And when you get that 5 to 10 minutes, it resets a circadian rhythm, which is a natural hormone balance. You will feel better. You will have more energy during the day. You will sleep better at night. Okay. It is science. You can look it up. I'm a big believer in self-care, and I want you to do self-care simply from the standpoint of you deserve your own love. You deserve your own kindness. You deserve your own compassion. Practice on yourself first. You are your own best test subject, but more importantly, you deserve it. You deserve it. Take care of yourself. All right. And then I always end my self-care with my Ernest Holmes quote, open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you that you do live in heaven right here, right now. It's all around us all the time. Okay. Because it's a reminder that heaven is a mindset. It is a state of consciousness. It is the ability to look around the world and see that it's all God. And where we go from that, it affects the way we make choices. And so that's what we're looking at. So please remember that, and you can always take Emma's advice. Look for the good and praise it. Okay. All right. So then we are at the part of the social media. We are Creative Life Spiritual Center, Creative Life Spark. I am the running Rev Ryan on the social medias that I am on. I do try and put up, uplifting, light, funny, bright content that will support you as often as possible. We have an amazing soul session coming tomorrow, so you definitely want to check in for that. And you can watch that on either Facebook Live or catch it on the YouTube channel later. So look out for that. And if you want to know what's going on with the center, including a hot link that can take you right to the Facebook event, then email info@creativelife.org. That will get you on the constant contact, and the hot links are hot. They will take you right to the information you want or to the person that can help you get it. Okay. Yeah. Gratitude. I hope I said the thing about gratitude. I always say it, so I'm pretty sure I did. But, if you want to change your mind, look for the good and praise it. It literally will change your mind and your mood. Okay. Oh yeah, I guess I'm at the part where I get to encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonder-filled day, an awesome day, an amazing day, an intellectual day, an emotional day, a dominion day, a watching our output day, a abundant day, a good day. And if that is too much pressure, simply have a day. You are enough just as you are. You are a beloved child of God, in whom God is well pleased and well represented. You are a brilliant light, a divine spark, your spirit in motion, God in action, or as Reverend Jesse likes to call us, you're a godling. All right? Know the truth of your being. Explore the truth of your being. Peel back the layers of who you have been told you are and find out who God knows you to be. It's a fascinating journey. And you don't have to do it by yourself. All right. Reverend David should be on around 5 p.m. with you. I will be back with you around 9 a.m. tomorrow. Take care of yourself. Know that you are loved, and I will see you next time.